Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201. So, first of all, this is probably obviously going to be the last podcast of 2024, as New Year's is on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever. Can't wait to drink for 7 hours. Anyway, I wasn't going to do anything till after the new year, but the whole tech bro versus OG Maga thing is just very entertaining to watch. And I did not realize everyone is universally against or wants to reduce H-1B visas except for like the ugly people in Silicon Valley, which, as any of you who have ever worked at any Fortune 500 company already know about, whether the H-1B visa thing, where if you go to your IT floor, it's all foreign people, most likely from India, who are there, who are being paid lower than American people. And Vivek obviously went on this thing saying American culture is bad for promoting shows like Boy Meets World, Saved by the Bell, and over like the more unattractive losers in these shows. Now, those are very 90s references, so I'll modernize them a little bit. I would much rather be Ryan Atwood in the OC versus whatever the loser is, or to be Damon from the Vampire Diaries, or, well, Barry Allen is a scientist and he has superpowers, right? And Felicity's a nerd and she's cool. Like, Vivek's entire thing, whatever. But we all know the stereotype that Vivek is talking about, that Indian parents raise their kids super strict. They don't allow them to really be invested in American culture because American culture is lazy and promotes mediocrity. And that's why they're always, super strict about everything. And that they'd rather hire foreign-born Indians because they don't enjoy work-life balance and rather work 90 hours a day. But the OG Magas, right, the original Magas, the nativism Magas, who, by the way, this not just seems to be a Maga thing. A lot of people are against the H-1B visas because if your whole platform is American first and you're choosing to hire people from India over Americans and saying Americans are lazy and pieces of shit because they are not qualified for these jobs, well, no me gusta. And then you're banning everybody who is talking shit. Like, I don't realize Elon and Vivek are not making it in this Trump administration till May. Like, they're definitely fired by May because the loyal Magas are bigger voter block than the ugly tech bro San Franciscan MAGA. And this obviously goes back into the fucking crypto nonsense of it all, because all crypto people are unattractive. I do not care, right? And all tech bro people are also unattractive and weird. Just facts, okay? I've always hated the fucking tech San Francisco people because they're ugly. They wear sandals outside when it's not beach weather, and they're not near any body of water. But, like, imagine if Kamala Harris said Americans' culture is lazy. They prefer How I Met Your Mother over wanting to be the ugly spelling bee champion. I would have voted Donald Trump on that nonsense alone. You don't talk shit about Friday Night Lights. You don't talk shit about Vampire Diaries or All American or any of the shows we grew up with, okay? This is the fucking nonsense with Elon and Vivek because they were fucking losers in high school. And Vivek is still an unattractive, ugly loser. And this is another thing that I think just proved, right, as we're seeing the whole, like, anti-Indian thing go full-on. Listen, if you thought this... Okay, we'll backtrack this. I always said this country's first woman president will probably be a hot white woman who's a Republican before we get a Democratic woman president, unless, like, Joe Biden drops dead in the next 10 days and Kamala Harris is president. But besides that, I do not think this country will ever fucking nominate in either party an Indian or Middle Eastern looking person. I think there is a lot of... Listen, Black, white, Hispanic probably, obviously, will always be the nominees. I just do not think this country is going to ever pick an Indian because we're seeing this full black guy. Because the other argument with the H-1B visa thing is that they work their way up and then they only hire people like them. Basically, as people are saying, it's some version of racism or whatever. Nonsense. But we see this corruption within all the tech industries. Look, I think the OG MAGAs kind of have a point on this. Listen, if I were running in 2028, wink, wink, I would want to reduce H-2B visas, which are the visas used for, like, the lesser jobs like janitor and stuff like that, and reduce H-1B visas and hire American first, right? I'm just saying it seems like a good policy. If I was running in 2028, I think we're seeing a lot of things, Maybe also, I'm very curious. What would people think if, like, whoever was running for president was like, I want to pardon Luigi? Assuming he's, like, still alive in 4 years and, like, they don't force through the court and, like, give him the death penalty, right? Because remember, guys, murder is bad and he's attractive, okay? We don't have to do the but. You can be like, yes, murder is bad, and yes, he's attractive, but yeah, I understand. You get it? It's fascinating. A lot of fascinating things to watch this. I am enjoying all of it. I just gotta say, you gotta look at the Vivek tweet because I don't think Vivek has very 90s reference. And then Nikki Haley, right? Who I did not know she was Indian until, like, Vivek called her out of being Indian, because Nikki Haley presents herself as white, right? She got rid of her, like, Indian name, which was, like, Nikisha, like, something. I don't want to, like, pronounce it, right? But Nikki Haley's like, Vivek is wrong. We should want to hire American first and blah, 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 But, yes, Vivek is wrong. We don't need to have more H-1B visas. I hope the original MAGA people, win this little war, because you're seeing Elon's banning all you people for not supporting his vision. Now, we obviously know Elon is basically the real president of the United States right now, and gonna need the MAGAs to make Trump, like, banish him, okay? Vivek and Elon are no me gusta. Let Trump do whatever he wants. He did win. But all I'm saying, it does seem very likely that neither party wants to tolerate Elon's nonsense right now, okay? But that is it. Everyone have a happy new year. And this was another episode of Authentic with Brazil 201. Also, watch Landman on Sundays.